And you know what, Leel? Let me just say something about the huddle really quick. When you in a huddle, usually it's just the quarterback, one player calling the plays. We got multiple quarterbacks in this huddle, and we calling all sorts of different plays.
Exactly.
Hey, the word of the day, man, is respect. If you don't got respect, you don't have nothing in this game, man. Respect, you can't buy it. I can't assign you respect. You gotta earn it. You gotta earn it. You want your name on the back of this jersey to mean something, you gotta earn that respect. You want these colors, these jerseys to mean something, you gotta earn that respect. Snap in, snap down. Every single time you step on this field, man.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The time is now 8:01 p.m. and it is that time again. You're listening to WSUC 90.5 FM and The Dragon, and this is yet another edition of The Huddle with the real Leel and myself, Kenny C. We are pumped up and ready to get you guys into the huddle. Leel, how's it going?
Man, everything is going good. We had finished up another week of the NFL football season. Week 2, a lot of injuries, a lot of bad calls from referees, a lot of things has been going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm just ready to get this show on the road.
Yes, 100% Leel. And this show is going to be jam-packed for all you football fans with a lot of NFL talk today, Leel. And perhaps one of the biggest news pieces from this past NFL Sunday was two of the NFL's faces in terms of quarterbacks. Two big injuries, Leel. What were they?
All right, so you got Drew Brees, who injured his thumb and is likely to miss 6 weeks. Big Ben, he injured his elbow, and unfortunately, he's going to be out for the whole season. Now, these are two key injuries, ladies and gentlemen. And I know the fans of these respective franchises is losing their mind. These guys are losing their minds, ladies and gentlemen. Losing their minds. But it's crazy because the Saints, obviously, they had an emotional Week 2 game, right? I don't care what nobody say. It's emotional. When you get robbed like how you got robbed with no gun in the NFC Championship game, and, all eyes is on you, you're expected to have a chip on your shoulder, and you lose your warrior. Drew Brees is the New Orleans offense. Drew Brees has been running that offense, since 06 or something like that? Since the mid-2000s, right? And it's been Drew Brees, all right? It's been Drew Brees. And when your captain of the ship has gone, now it starts sinking. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about these Saints, man. I don't know about your pick, Kenny C, because you picked the Saints to come out the NFC. I don't know what to say.
I mean, the biggest thing is that he suffered ligament damage in the throwing hand. So, obviously, 6 weeks, that's going to be a long time for Saints fans. And then you look at Big Ben, suffered that elbow injury in the second quarter in that Seattle game. And obviously that's big for the Steelers offense because, hey, Big Ben, like you said about Brees, Big Ben's been rocking with Pittsburgh for just as long, if not maybe a little longer. But both of these teams definitely needed their starting quarterback. I believe that both of these injuries are definitely significant, and they impact both of these teams immensely. But I will agree with you, Leel. I feel like the Saints will have a bigger problem. Bridgewater, the backup for the Saints, yes, he has NFL experience.
Wait, so you think the Saints? So real quickly here, you think the Saints? Drew Brees?
Yeah, which injury is the biggest? Yeah, honestly, I think Drew Brees is a bigger problem for the Saints because look at how competitive the NFC is. Look what we saw last year. They would not have been in that NFC chip game if it weren't for Drew Brees. Like you said before, he leads that offense. And in this game, in the same matchup, we saw the Rams simply take over and shut down Bridgewater. He only had about 160 yards roughly and didn't really do anything scoring-wise. But then you look at the Steelers, and their second year looked pretty solid. They got him back in 2018, and he was a third-round pick out of Oklahoma State. Mason Rudolph is his name. He came in for Big Ben. He finished off the game pretty solid, Leel. 112 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Although he couldn't keep pace with Seattle, ultimately, they weren't able to win the game. I think he did a great job in the pressure situation given. because obviously Big Ben, that's a franchise guy. He's not expecting him to go down like that. So I honestly think that the Steelers are better equipped compared to the Saints with having that guy in there, because Bridgewater, Bridgewater, he has veteran status or getting up to veteran status almost. He's had his years in the NFL compared to Mason Rudolph. But I think the Saints, I think they're better, or the Steelers, I think they're better equipped with James Conner in the backfield. They definitely have to rely more on him running the football. But in my opinion, Leel, I think the Saints are at a bigger loss here.
I have to disagree with you. I think the Steelers are at a bigger loss simply because Big Ben is not coming back. The Saints are coming back. All right? I mean, Drew Brees, rather, is coming back. All right? He's only going to be out 6 weeks. All right? So you do have hope. Now, as I pull up their schedule right now, we're going to get into that. But he's coming back. Next week, they're going to be playing, I believe they got a bye coming up, if I'm not mistaken. I do believe they got a bye. And
they play Seattle soon.
And they play Seattle. So they got a bye.
That's a rough game.
That's a week that, Drew Brees will have off. Obviously, and the whole team will have off. That bye week, which is next week. Then they're going to road against Seattle. Obviously, that's going to be a tough game to win over there in Seattle. But they come back home against the Buccaneers. That's a win. They're going to road against the Bears. The way how Trubisky been playing lately, even though he had a good drive in that game against the Broncos, he still hasn't played up to par. That's a winnable game. They're home against the Falcons. Winnable at home. Panthers at home. 49ers at home. So, I think their schedule lines them up. Teddy Bridgewater can make the necessary plays. And we got to remember, this guy was a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. So I do believe he has more experience compared to Mason Rudolph. He has experience. Obviously, you still got Michael Thomas, top 6 wide receiver in the league. Better than any wide receiver on the Steelers, even though the Steelers have a better collection, a group of wide receivers than the Saints do. You still got that number 1 option. You still got Alvin Kamara. So, and a defense that played better. They played okay against the Rams. Marshawn Lattimore, he could do some things. So I think, I think they better off success simply because Brees will come back. And Big Ben is not going to be there. Mason Rudolph, I like his game. I believe that he's going to, he made some plays against the Seahawks. But at the same time, when it gets cold up in the AFC North and you got to deal with that snow and that bad weather and you're a rookie, I don't know, my brother.
See, my biggest thing is I could definitely see where you're coming from, but the biggest thing for me there is the speculation. Because there's potential that they could go on and win those games, but nobody knows for sure how Bridgewater is going to perform starting a full 4-quarter game, especially going up against some of those teams you named. The Falcons look pretty good against the Eagles. I mean, the Buccaneers gave the Panthers a run for their money. I think these are all games that the Saints, yes, they could possibly win, but it really comes down to how Bridgewater clicks with the offense. Because after we saw Brees go down, the offense looked a little discombobulated, and even Alvin Kamara said, that everybody was definitely out of whack seeing, such a freak thing happen. Their quarterback dumb for 6 weeks like that. So my biggest thing is just seeing how Bridgewater will play. I definitely have faith in Mason Rudolph for Pittsburgh, because coming into the game, he looked pretty calm, cool, and collected in that pocket. I read an article from ESPN. This analyst was breaking him down, basically saying, his accuracy is very solid. You rarely see him overthrow a receiver, even in college when he was with Oklahoma State.
He had a reliable James Washington at his disposal, who's still going to be at his disposal because, him and James Washington got that connection because they played at Oklahoma State
Exactly.
together. They were lighting up fools in Oklahoma State. So, he got that.
And he's got a very good pocket presence from what I saw a little bit in that game, and then from what this analyst said and broke down. His pocket presence was there. He seemed patient in the pocket and, was willing to look around and get the good throw off rather than, make a bad play and just rush it and throw an interception. Like, compared to Jameis Winston on the Bucs, we've seen last season him do that plenty of times. So I like what I'm seeing from the rookie Leel overall, but hey, both of our takes, we'll have to see how they hold up in 6 weeks.
With the Saints and with the Steelers. Or, they taking hits. But, Big Ben came out today with a statement. Audio check. Make sure the mics is up. Yeah, Big Ben, he came with a statement today. And he basically said, I've been informed that I need a season-ending surgery on my elbow to continue playing football at the level I expect. This is shocking and heartbreaking for me. to miss this much of a season, and I feel like I am letting down so many people. I can only trust God's plan. Okay, Drake. But I am completely determined to battle through this challenge and come back stronger than ever next season. The Steelers committed 3 years to me this offseason, and I fully intend to honor my contract and reward them with my championship level play. I will do all I can to support Mason Rudolph and the team this season to help win games. I love this game, my teammates, the Steelers organization, and the fans. And I feel in my heart I have a lot left to give. Well, you know, this makes me reflect on when the Steelers drafted Mason Rudolph. And Big Ben wasn't a fan of it. He was like, why are you drafting Mason Rudolph? You should draft some other parts that can help the team, right? Well, damn sure you need Mr. Mason Rudolph, right? Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, is coming to town, ladies and gentlemen.
Leel,
it's his team.
Hey, you said it perfect. Big Ben, back when he said that, obviously was not, okay with this guy.
Using his brain.
Yeah, but hey, look how he came in and filled in. I honestly like the way Rudolph played. He's obviously had a full year to watch Big Ben and see what the veteran does. I do like Big Ben's statement. I think that's a class act statement. Keeping the fans hopeful and saying that he's not done. He's not going to quit yet. While, first week, the Steelers look pretty slow with Big Ben under center. The whole offense looks slow. James Conner's been pretty quiet first 2 weeks, Leel.
Moncrief has been dropping balls.
I mean, yeah, that's very inconsistent. Juju has been getting double. We saw against the Patriots. Mm-hmm. So that whole offense needs to get it going because you fall 0-2 like this, I'm pretty sure not many teams make the playoffs once they go 0-3. So
exactly, and that goes to my point of why I believe the injury is more significant for the Pittsburgh Steelers, simply because when you look at it, they're 0-2. The Saints are 1-1, and who do the Steelers? They have to go on the road next week against a pretty good team. Because I remember saying they're gonna go 0-3, and I'm gonna tell you who that team is right now. They're gonna go on the road against a hot 49ers team, who's 2-0. So the Steelers could very well go 0-3. So I'm not liking their chances right now. They got a home game against the Ravens. Tell me you want to play Lamar right now. I'm not liking. They can very well go on 0-4. So I believe that the Saints have a better chance of regrouping, especially because they get Drew Brees back later on in the season, and hopefully they are still able to contend for the playoffs at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm worried for Saints fans because when you've had a guy like Brees under center for so many seasons, and the great things that he's done and almost did, because obviously we saw last year they got robbed.
Yes, they did.
I think that's a huge scare, Leel.
And we got robbed from Robert, who's our other co-host. He's not here today. So everybody getting robbed. And then you got terrible calls in the NFL.
Refs, man.
I mean, these referees are blind mice. I mean, we talk about the Saints, right? Let's talk about that game, starting with them, since we was talking about them, right?
Yeah.
Cameron Jordan made a nice play. He, it was a fumble. He picked it up and took it to the house, and the referees blew the whistle. To me, that play was so inconclusive to just blow the whistle. Let the play continue. That's all. And if it comes to fruition that Jared Goff threw the ball before it was a fumble, then all right, run it back. You know what I'm saying? What's so hard about letting the play continue? You know what I'm saying? I think these referees are trying to beat traffic. I think that's what it is. They like, listen, man, let's get out of here. We want to go home. I don't know what it is. And then they got Bradley Chubb. I mean, terrible call. What the brother's supposed to do? Stop in midair? What is this, a Matrix?
Leel, how many times have we seen this? Last season, Clay Matthews. I mean, you got guys, Leel, 250 plus pounds, most of them consisting of a lot of muscle. How are you supposed to tell a guy like that to slow down in his tracks and stop and not hit the quarterback?
That's like a
It's ridiculous.
That's like a daggone train that's that got no brakes and it's speeding fast, and you telling the train, yo, stop. The train can't do nothing about it.
I mean,
the train is already in motion.
That thing's going 80, 90 miles an hour. It's the same idea with a linebacker. They're going full speed, all that muscle, all that weight. It's just ridiculous. You can't make the NFL. It can get softer, but I'm like, you can't get any softer than this. The way they're making these calls, Leel, I definitely agree. And with that Cameron Jordan play, I agree. Let it play out. I've seen that time and time again these past few seasons with the refs just blowing plays dead. It's like, come on, you want the NFL wants to bring excitement and a lot of scoring and this and that. With the refs blowing the whistle on a big play like that, you're losing interest. Fans are going to sit back and say, "What is this?"
And it's not only that; it changes the outcome of the game.
It does,
because the Saints
you put 6 on the board with that.
The Saints would have been up. I believe they would have been up 10-3.
It would have been closer.
And the fact of the matter is, you up 10-3. Now the momentum is on your side going into halftime.
Exactly.
So that changes the outcome of the game. Yeah, I know the final score was 27-9, but if you up 10-3, that gives you momentum.
Yeah.
And then now, all right, you're not playing from behind. You're playing with the lead. So stuff like that. I don't know if the refs got a personal vendetta against New Orleans Saints. Can somebody please tell me if these referees got a personal vendetta for the Saints? Because if I'm a Saints fan right now,
we gotta get them in the huddle, Leel.
But if I'm a Saints fan, I'm absolutely saying, you know what? I'm like, do we even need referees at this point? Because they literally are robbing the Saints. The Saints is just at the end of terrible calls that are costing them games, that are costing them championships. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, now they got Drew Brees going down. I mean, what else can possibly go wrong? So to your point, you may have a valid point about the Saints being significant simply because of all.
He's their number one guy.
Simply because of all the things that transpired with the blown calls and then losing him,
it's
obviously.
crazy.
But I don't know, man. To me, it's a sad situation. And these referees.
It's rough for both of these teams, definitely.
And I understand it's not easy being a referee, but come on, man. At the end of the day, some things you just can't have happen.
Yeah, and for them to even go for the NFL to even go the extent of making that rule that teams can now challenge the pass interference, no call or call, it's like refs, like they're kind of making your job even easier because you screwed up last year in the NFC chip. I mean, come on now. They're giving teams the right to challenge if you missed something. So I just feel like I definitely agree, Leel, that the refs need to step it up a bit. And in terms of the Saints and the Steelers, it's going to be rough for both of them. But I'm eager to see what they do next week. And for the Saints, 2 weeks because they got that bye.
And moving on.
What do
right
we got,
now we have
Leel?
a game. We have a game right now. The Browns versus the
What's
Jets.
going on?
For those of y'all Jets fans who may be in Central New York, because obviously in New York we have 3 teams. So y'all the Giants, Jets, or Bills. Mostly up here, I would expect it to be Bills.
Oh yeah.
But the Jets, who got waxed by the Bills last week, are playing the Browns in what it looked like in the beginning when we saw the schedule was going to be all right. This is a good game right here. Sam Darnold versus Baker Mayfield. Two quarterbacks that came out the same year who, each draft could have been either way, same draft class. And now, obviously with Sam Darnold being out for a couple of weeks due to mono, which I'm not going to lie, I'm not a scientist. I've never heard of that before. I never knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? But,
I believe it's like a bacteria or something.
I guess it's
something like that. But Leel, that's a big loss for the Jets.
A huge loss.
Not having him. 2 other huge players on the defense. Rookie Quinnen Williams, defensive tackle, and now they don't have C.J. Mosley, who had a big interception last week. I mean, that's 2 big defensive pieces right there gone for the New York Jets. So if it comes down to breaking down the keys of the game, Leel, that's definitely a big key to this game, not having 2 big players on defense.
Exactly.
With your defense already blowing it last week to the Bills. 16, 17-point deficit, you blow that, you can't stop them then. I mean, that's a big key to the game. And, Leel, another thing I like to look at going to the Browns side, Baker needs to prove himself still. After all the trash talk in the preseason,
all the antics,
talking about Daniel Jones, this and that.
Chugging beer at a game.
Doing all
that.
Come on, man. Dismal performance against the Titans.
This got to be his coming out party.
It has to be.
This has to be Baker Mayfield's coming out party.
He has to turn it around.
They don't want to go 0-2, and they don't want to lose to the Jets at this point in time. It would not look good.
I mean, yeah, and
I want to see one of the things I'm interested in seeing on the Brown side is Mr. Watch Wearing OBJ. I want to see how he performs. All right, because obviously his guy's attracting everything right now, but his talent. Right, the watch is shiny, and he says he's gonna wear the watch. Right. Right now the game just started. First quarter, 12 minutes in the game. We're gonna follow y'all up in this game as the show go on. We're gonna give y'all live updates, and later on in the second half, we're gonna really go full into the game as it's going on. But I want to see how he performs. We still haven't got to see the real Baker to Odell connection. Yes,
We
Odell
haven't.
played in the first game, but he didn't do too much.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he wasn't playing in the preseason. I want to see that connection. I want to see, how that goes and stuff like that. And for the Jets, I want to see how they do without Sam Darnold. I want to see Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell had a short workload in week 1, obviously to get him back to football form.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if he goes off, especially with a backup quarterback. I would assume that Le'Veon Bell would get a lot of touches right off the bat.
They've got to do that. They definitely have to incorporate the run big into this game, Leel. That's a great point right there. You got to get Le'Veon. I know before the season started, he said he wants 50 touches minimum. Maybe he hasn't gotten that yet, but maybe they should start leaning towards it. Maybe they should start leaning towards it.
He's getting Todd Gurley numbers right now.
Yeah.
Todd Gurley getting nothing right now.
The Jets, that's a big thing. I want to see how Trevor Siemian does. Obviously, we saw what he did with Denver back last season or 2 seasons ago. He's a decent subpar quarterback, but with that Jets team, I mean, Darnold was their guy, and I'm really eager to see how Trevor Siemian does tonight against the Dog Pounds defense. But going back to Odell, I mean, you got Odell, Jarvis, and David Njoku at tight end. You got a few options for this man, Baker. He's got to start utilizing that.
And I think,
big.
In game 1, right, in week 1, I really felt like Baker Mayfield wanted to be Superman so fast. Because of all the expectations, he just wanted to come out and just lit the football field on fire. So everybody can be like, oh, here go the Browns that we talked about. That's going to be a playoff team. Da-da-da-da. He coming out swinging. And then, it forced errors. He forced errors. Stuff that you don't really see Baker Mayfield. Because Baker Mayfield is normally consistent. He doesn't normally turn the ball over like that. You know what I'm saying? And he had a lot of uncharacteristic turnovers. That's because I believe that he tried to force it. Let the game come to you. Get the ball to your playmakers, and they should be good. They should be good. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens as the game go on. Like I said, the game just started. 10 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and we'll see. But right now, as a Jets fan, if you're a Jets fan, man, obviously you're putting your hope in Le'Veon Bell to literally give you production and make it easier for Trevor Siemian. Because right now, we didn't expect Sam Darnold to be out, but he's out.
Yeah.
And they got to move on.
That's 2 big factors, Leel. We both want to see how Baker plays tonight, if he can avenge himself and ball out against a hurt Jets defense. And we both want to see how the backup for Darnold does for the Jets offense. Honestly, I think it's going to be a not so high scoring game. But if I had to pick, Leel, I'm saying Baker gets his stuff together tonight, and the Browns beat the Jets tonight by a score of 24-21. What are you saying?
I can see that. I like that score. I like that score. I say Browns get it done in a low-scoring game, like you said, 23-20. I got it by 3, like how you got it.
Solid.
You said 24-21, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got it like 23-20, 3 point. I think the Browns is gonna win this game. I think the Browns, obviously Sam Darnold being out. I don't expect them to win. I mean, even if he was there, I still would have picked the Browns in a close game regardless. But now that he's not there, I'm gonna go with the Browns to win this game. I want to go with the Cleveland Browns. It's not a must win, but it's a confidence builder win for the Browns. All right. Yes, they got up slow last week. They can come on the road in the Meadowlands, beat the Jets, go to 1-1, and see what happens from there. I'm gonna go with the Browns to win this game.
So you heard our picks here.
Before we go on a commercial break,
give it to him, Leel.
607-753-4819. Once again, 607-753-4819. One more time, 607-753-4819 is the request line that you, my friends, are going to call up to get in the huddle. We're going to go on a commercial break, and when we come back, we got some more reactions from week 2, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go nowhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, get in this huddle. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now back in the huddle. Real Lil Kenny C coming at you live, WSUC 90.5 FM, the Dragon, Central New Yorkers. Everybody listening in, please stay tuned because we have a lot more good sports to go.
Yes, we do. And what do we got on the agenda, Kenny C, right now?
So, Lil, Josh Allen. All you Bills fans out there, your starting quarterback, the big shot, Josh Allen, came out and said, I am the king of New York.
Haha. He said, I am the king of New York.
Lil, this man thought he was Biggie Smalls.
Yup.
What you got to say about this?
I mean, when you think about it, as of right now, the Jets suck. We do got an update on the game. Matter of fact, as we talk, the Browns kicked the field goal, so the Browns are up 3-0 on the Jets. Obviously, it's early in the game. It's early. It's early.
It's slow start so far.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. So the Jets suck right now. I mean, they suck obviously because of certain injuries and stuff like that. The Giants. Oh, don't even get me started about the Giants. The Giants suck. I mean, right now you got to give it to Josh Allen.
That's what I'm gonna say.
If you look at the three quarterbacks, who do you think is better? Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, or Eli? I mean, I don't even put Eli in that conversation, to be honest with you. I think that
this man hates Eli.
I think that ship has
does
sailed. It's not that I hate Eli. It's just that I believe Eli, it's overrated. I just think that he was overhyped.
I mean, he had a bad game.
I never thought he was I never thought he was a type of quarterback to elevate your team. And with this type of players that the Giants have right now, he's definitely ain't going to elevate no team.
Hey.
I guess you gotta say he is the king of New York, right? For right now.
I was gonna say like two things. One,
right now,
yes, it's definitely early. So right now, I could say he could be the king of New York. But like you said, Eli. I mean, come on, 26 for 45, 250 yards with 2 picks and no touchdowns. Got booed by Giants fans off the second pick. What'd we say, Leel? New York's going to start slowly turning, and the Jones era will come soon.
You mean that's what I said?
I said I agreed.
That point
I never said that.
When we was debating in the huddle.
I never said the Giants wouldn't end up,
No, I know you did. I was just
saying like that.
I was just saying it might be early.
Yeah.
And Pat Shermer, I believe he said something about he may entertain the possibility of putting Daniel Jones in, and that's exactly what I said. I mean, granted, you don't want to put Daniel Jones out there with a lackluster team. All right, you don't want to do that. But at the same time, I believe having Eli Manning there for a couple games was smart. All right, have him there week 2, week 3.
That's what I said. And
after week 3, you pull the plug. But the Giants, we live in New York. All right, New York don't play that. New York don't play, and they're gonna want to see Daniel Jones.
If you're a loser, they're gonna want you out.
You know what I'm saying? Eli Manning has had a pass. He has survived because he had bought the city 2 rings. If it wasn't for the 2 rings, I mean, this brother would have been gone. Trust me, he would have been gone. He would have been gone like 3 seasons ago if it wasn't for the 2 rings. So I believe at some point they're going to put Daniel Jones in and see what he can do and start the Daniel Jones era and start to build around him in the future.
Yeah, and I mean, just looking at this game alone, with Eli in that game, obviously his stats weren't good by any means, but they were out without Sterling Shepard due to a concussion. Then they lost another young wide receiver, Cody Latimer, in the 4th quarter with a concussion, and then obviously you see Barkley taking the brunt of the offense for Big Blue. It's pretty predictable what the Giants are going to do on offense.
Exactly.
They're going to feed it to Barkley. The Giants were 3 for 12 on 3rd down within the first 2 weeks total, 5 of 23. On 3rd down, so clearly they can't get it done offensively.
The only light in the tunnel was Saquon Barkley, who had 18 receptions. I mean, 18. He ran for 18 times and 107 yards and a touchdown.
So looking right there at how the Giants did, to say king of New York right now, I mean the Jets and Giants are dismal, Leo. So you could say that.
They dismal, and Josh Allen played really well.
He did.
I mean, 19
I'm not
to
taking
30,
it away from the young man.
253 yards, 1 touchdown. I will feel like I'm the king of New York, putting up those numbers.
Had a rushing touchdown.
I mean, I know the Giants' defense is terrible. I mean, there were Bills wide receivers running wide open, untouched. But at the same time, you do have to make those throws, and Josh Allen did that. And he's mobile. I think the Bills' offense work effectively when he moves out the pocket. Because he's athletic, and he makes
he's a good
those
mobile
throws.
Quarterback.
I'm still, a little bit questioning his accuracy at times, but he has a strong arm, and if he can get out the pocket and throw the ball down the field, he can make some noise. You know what I'm saying? Just got to touch up on the accuracy a little bit. Like I said, I'm feeling this Cole Beasley pickup. A nice little slot guy, 4 receptions, 83 yards. John Brown, he had a good game, 7 receptions, 72 yards. You know, he has decent weapons. You know what I'm saying? He has decent weapons around him. You know, so
Cole Beasley.
You know, their defense is opportunist. I call them an opportunist defense. Yeah, I mean,
hey, first 2-0 start, Leel, in 5 years, and just the third in 11 years.
We ain't gonna get hype.
I know Giants,
especially
Jets,
with the Bills.
Giants, Jets. That's who they beat.
That too, and we not gonna get hype on the Bills because the Bills with the 4 straight Super Bowls ain't win jack. There was a year in 2000,
in those 90s.
I believe 7 or 8 or maybe 9. I might be wrong, but they were 5-0 and didn't make the playoffs. I remember that year. They were 5-0. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick was a quarterback that year. They were 5-0 and didn't make the playoffs. So 2-0 ain't nothing, especially going up against 2 lackluster New York teams.
I know. Then that's why we're both on the fence about the King of New York.
However, based on Josh Allen's play, obviously he struggled in the beginning of the first game, week 1, and came on in the second, made, you know, the game winning drive and that sort. I see improvement. I think I don't think Josh Allen is a bad quarterback.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he's a bad quarterback.
I think he's pretty solid.
Do I think he's a quarterback that can get you to the Super Bowl? Probably not. But I do believe he's one of those, you know, in the middle pack of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? After your second tier quarterbacks, he's right there.
He's making history headlines with the Bills franchise. First quarterback to pass for 200 or more yards in 7 straight starts since the Hall of Famer Jim Kelly in 1992.
And the Bills were that bad?
Yeah.
Quarterback it seemed like. I mean,
he's also the first Bill to rush for a touchdown. As a quarterback, the first Bill to rush for a touchdown in 3 straight games.
That's different.
Since LaShawn McCoy in 2016.
That's different.
I mean, come on now. Like, backfield and at the quarterback position total, you're going to tell me the quarterback has the leading rushing stat in terms of that category? So, yeah, he's definitely been doing solid things for the Bills.
I mean, let's stop into their schedule.
And, yeah, let's see what they got going here.
Definitely for y'all Central New Yorkers, we want to, you know, treat y'all to the Bills right now, all right? So, the Bengals, they play the Bengals next week. 1 o'clock game. They're at home. That's a win. That's a win. So, they'll be 3-0. Wow. King of New York. Conversation's going to look good for Josh Allen come next week because he's going up against the Bengals. So, they're going to be 3-0. Then they only won against the Titans, which could be a toss-up game because the Titans are a team that can battle.
They dominated the dog pound.
So I'll say the Titans will win that game. Fairly close game. I say Titans with about 7, probably 7 or 10.
That'll be a close one for sure.
So you're probably looking at their first loss against the Eagles at home. Probably looking at their second loss. On the road against the Browns, who knows? You know they got the Browns, they got the Broncos. At home, they got the Ravens at home. They only won against the Patriots.
It's really too early to just.
Too early to tell.
Exactly.
What kind of trajectory.
The only team out of those, Leel, and even maybe I won't say 100% they'd lose, but like, I mean, come on, if they're playing the Patriots, that's most likely.
That's 2 losses.
That's most
likely. That's 2 losses
L.
right there against the Patriots. That's 2 losses, right?
Yeah.
Dolphins. That's 2 wins.
You could beat the Dolphins. Yeah.
Dolphins. That's 2 wins. The
Jets is
probably split.
A little coin toss.
Probably split. I mean, by the time Sam Darnold get back, he'll be back. You know, they play them at the end of the season too. So
it's
probably a split
for that.
It's probably a split. So we'll see. It's
a lot of speculation.
And there's gonna be a lot of teams that are 2-0 right now that are not not even be close to making the playoffs.
Exactly.
Not make it, but not even be close. And there's gonna be some teams that are 0-2 that maybe might try to squeak in the playoffs.
Because your true testament comes against a team that is notable for being a playoff team, and that's otherwise known as an overall good team. That's your testament.
Exactly.
Like, you could be 2-0 against the Jets and the Giants, but if you roll around and you play the Patriots, and then you show something against the Patriots, that'll get people talking. But another quick update, Leel. 6-0. The Browns just extended the lead with a 48-yard field goal. Austin Seibert extends the lead. So, looking at that right there, Leel, not even getting to watch the game yet. If it's a field goal game, it's going to be kind of slow.
Yeah.
Because obviously the Browns are making way field position-wise, but they're settling. So, I think it's going to be close, like we said.
Exactly. It's a field goal game right now. But getting back to the Bills and the Giants, obviously, the wrap-up talks with the Bills and the Giants. I do expect Daniel Jones to be getting there to come on the football field. I think about 2 games.
I could see that.
2 more games. And we'll see what happens with the Bills. I'm moving for Josh Allen. A lot of people bashed his brother when he was in the talks. And I was one that defended him because I did see something in him, unlike Jones, that I didn't see, even though Jones has proven me wrong. I do believe that the Bills, they got their guy. They got their guy. I believe it's safe to say that they got their guy at quarterback. Josh Allen is your guy. And he has toys. He has Cole Beasley. He has Brown. I believe that offensively they can be problems, and defensively they can cause a little issues and havoc here and there. So we'll see what happens.
Coaching goes a long way with all that. So
exactly.
We'll see what happens.
I think the coaching staff has relatively done a good job of putting Josh Allen in position to win. When you look at it, right, and this is something that I thought of, and I believe is factual. Almost every quarterback in the NFL are system quarterbacks, even the greats. Tom Brady's a system quarterback, even though Tom Brady's a GOAT. He's still a system quarterback because Bill Belichick puts Tom Brady in position to win.
Exactly.
Lamar Jackson, you see the system that they got with Lamar Jackson, who we about to get into right now?
Running that well, man.
They put him in position with the 2 tight end sets to be perfect his skills, right? To make his skills perfect.
You're throwing Kyler Murray.
You're throwing Kyler Murray, system quarterback. Cliff Kingsbury.
It all comes together, Leel.
All these quarterbacks are system quarterbacks. Jared Goff, who struggled his rookie year. Look,
Sean McVay.
And Sean McVay came to town, and guess what? Jared Goff is out here one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To me, he's underrated. He's definitely top 10 in the league.
I mean, he folded in the Super Bowl.
Better than Matt Ryan to me. He's literally, to me, he's there. He's there. So, a lot of these quarterbacks are system quarterbacks. And I believe that Josh Allen is being put in a predicament where he could be successful and he could lead his team to 2-0, where he can go to a press conference and be like, I'm the king of New York.
Yeah, I mean, 2 great starts to start the first 2 weeks. Obviously, he had those turnovers against the Jets, but he turned it around and was able to win that game. So, definitely big things for Central New York and the Bills, Leel.
Exactly. But moving on here, as we get into some more reactions, we had the Heisman winner battle. Right? Because we all know Kyler Murray won the Heisman and Lamar Jackson won the Heisman. And these 2 cats face off against each other.
The battle Ravens, of the birds.
The battle of the birds. You know what I'm saying? The battle of the birds. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, this was a good game. This was an excellent game. I believe that both quarterbacks performed relatively well. Relatively well.
Obviously, Baltimore was able to come out on top 23-17.
Exactly.
But nonetheless, you can't take away from either of these guys.
Yeah, they played good.
They had a great game.
Both games, Kyler Murray winning the loss. 25 of 40, 349 yards. It's a win interception. I believe the key of that game, as far as why the Cardinals lost, was the field goals. They kicked a lot of field goals in the game, and obviously that comes back to bite you. You know, they started off slow a little bit, but they didn't really start off slow, but they got down a couple scores until they was able to narrow the gap. But, you know, Christian Kirk, 6 receptions, 114 yards. Larry Fitzgerald, the Mr. Reliable. To me, Larry Fitzgerald has been one of the most, if not the most reliable. I throw a hot take in here. And of the last decade, right? You know you always going to get the hot takes on In The Huddle. All right, first, Rob is normally the one that been the hot takes. You know what I'm saying? I was normally known for that. But Rob came into the show and he took the crown because he came over with some hot takes. But he's not here. So I got y'all covered. I got a hot take. To me, Larry Fitzgerald has been the most reliable wide receiver of the last decade. And I'm not talking about the best production-wise. I'm not talking, even though he had his moments production-wise, I'm talking about reliable, where he doesn't drop many balls. When he gets the ball thrown at him, he makes those plays. Larry Fitzgerald, to me, is reliable, and he's been reliable throughout his entire industrious career. All right? 5 receptions for 104 yards. All right? What a safety blanket for Kyler Murray to have. Being a young guy, to know that you got a veteran that's always going to make plays. You know, his role shifted over the years throughout Arizona. Before, he was a 3 threat. Then he became a guy that's a slant guy and a vertical guy or whatever. And, you know, he's adapted to it. He's a team player. He's not out there like these divas out here wearing watches and stuff like that to a game. He's out there performing and being there for his quarterback, no matter who his quarterback is. And think about how the quarterbacks that the Cardinals had over the years with Palmer and Warner and you know, all the changes and stuff like that. He's always been there. He's been the most reliable guy to me.
I mean, I can't disagree because I love Larry Fitzgerald. Like you said, he's a very consistent wide receiver.
Good personality.
He's a great guy, yeah. He's in a couple charity foundations. He's clearly a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
And he loves the game.
He loves the game.
He loves the game, and that's all you can ask.
I mean, he's day in and day out, you could expect Larry Fitzgerald to give his best. We saw what he did to my boys, Green Bay, a couple years ago and dotted them up in overtime and practically won it for them, for the Cardinals. I mean, I love Larry Fitzgerald as well, Leel. In this one, I think Lamar Jackson took the crown.
Oh, yeah, he definitely did. Lamar Jackson, to me, has been the MVP of the NFL's football season through game 2. I mean, through the first 2 games, right? If the voting was to be casted today, Lamar Jackson would be my MVP. I mean, he has been the first quarterback to rush for over 270 yards and pass for throw for 270 yards and pass for over 100 yards. I mean, that hasn't been done. So to me, that notion of he can't play quarterback in the league, to be honest with you, you got to put that to rest. And he's silencing his haters now.
See, this is what I love, Leel. This is what I love.
It was like WSUC at the meeting today. Crickets. I'm not hearing nobody no more. All right? Saying that, he can't play quarterback.
Leel, this is the biggest thing with Lamar. Everybody doubted his ability to throw the football. I mean, you know, going to the season, he even came out and said, I want to throw 30 or more passes, which to a lot of people was like, you're a quarterback. You're supposed to be throwing relatively around that, if not more. But with Lamar, like you said, a lot of people were hating on him. Didn't think he had what it takes to be a high caliber passing and running quarterback, but he showed it. He's a dual threat quarterback, and the biggest thing for me in this game was that his ability to possess some sort of clutch gene. At the end of the fourth quarter, 3rd and 11.
Gotta give the brother some clap.
3rd and 11. He throws a 41-yard completion to his rookie star Marquise Brown to all but seal the deal, get the first down, sit on the football, and win the game. His ability to be clutch at the end of that game is what really shows me that Lamar is growing to be one of the best quarterbacks in this league. He's a dual threat quarterback, Leel, and that's what's going to give many of these defensive coordinators headaches.
And he made some nice throws again, and he made the most important throw of them all. When the Cardinals would have got the ball back, it was 3rd and 11, and he just dropped the ball in the bread basket. I mean, talk about Olive Garden. You go to Olive Garden, get a nice bread in the bread basket. I mean, literally, it was like a gift from God. I mean, right in Marquise Brown's hand. First of all, that throw was a hard throw to make.
Exactly.
That ball had to be one place, and it was in that one place. And he dropped it right in the bread basket to seal the deal.
Hey, Kingsbury even gave it to Lamar after the game. He said, and I quote, "You all watched Lamar make great throws from the pocket. He could stand there and throw it and beat you that way, and he could beat you with his legs." Exactly what I'm trying to stress. He's a solid dual threat quarterback, and watching how shifty he was in that game, Leel, it's going to be amazing to see how he finishes out this season if all goes healthy. His favorite target in the game was obviously tight end Mark Andrews, 8 receptions, 112 yards with a touchdown.
They're utilizing them tight ends over there in Baltimore. Utilizing.
I like how that offense is running, Leel.
Me too. I think their offense is probably one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league so far, along with Kansas City, along with New England, right up there in that mix. And I believe that, you know, they're gonna have their work cut out for them, and they're gonna make noise. They got a nice game. A hard game next week. I believe they go on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's going to be a tough
So that's
one.
going to be a shootout. They almost beat them last year.
Yeah.
They almost beat them last year, so I won't put it past them.
That's a true testament to the Ravens' defense. That's going to be big.
That's going to be a big game for them right then. I'm looking forward to that game. I think that game is going to be good. These are two hot teams. And yeah, man, Lamar Jackson continues to prove guys wrong this year. He's continued to light up teams. I picked him to come out the AFC North with good reasoning. And, you know, even though I did predict him to come out the AFC North, I couldn't predict Lamar was going to do all this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Lighten it up.
I just was never high on the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? I just was never high on the Steelers.
And losing Big Ben definitely doesn't help.
Losing Big Ben don't help.
I could see that
The
easily.
Browns is out here putting up field goals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Baker Mayfield, like
Honestly,
we talked about.
If the Browns can get it together, Leel, and Baker Mayfield can get it together, I think they, out of all the teams in that division, they are the ones that could give the Ravens a run for their money. 0-2 for the Steelers.
Yeah. I just don't.
I'm not counting them out yet because it's early.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if the Browns get it together, they could definitely give a good shot at giving the Ravens a run for the money. But I agree. I think the Ravens will come out on top if they continue this play in that division.
Yeah, most definitely. And what do you make of Cliff Kingsbury's system? Because right now, obviously, yes, Kyler Murray showed flashes that he can play quarterback in this league, but it hasn't generally turned into wins.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they tied the first game. They was a tie against the Lions, and they lost this game on the road. Granted, the way how Lamar Jackson was playing, you almost kind of knew they were going to lose this game anyway. But dude, the fact that they don't have a win on their record so far, is that pause for concern with the Cardinals, in your opinion?
Honestly, the way I've seen Murray play in his first 2 games, the big thing, the offense as a unit, when, like we saw in the Lions game and in this past Sunday against the Ravens, the offensive was very slow to get going in the first half. But once they got going in the second half, that's when they kind of made things happen. Murray was pretty stellar in both of these games. You can't take it away from him. A lot of hype over the first-round pick. And he's coming out and he's doing his job. He's keeping his mouth shut. He's not, bragging and saying this and that, wearing watches like Odell. But I like what I've seen from Murray. It's very early to really judge their entire scheme, but the only thing I would say is they got to work on picking it up earlier into the game.
Yeah.
And definitely incorporating David Johnson more into the offense.
Yeah.
I want to see
perfect.
that.
I totally 100,000% agree with you with David Johnson. I do believe that is, yes, they want to be the air raid type of offense and spread you out, had the receivers spread out and do all that. But you got a legitimate top 7 running back in the league.
Yeah.
Use him.
Exactly.
I seen him. They used him one time. I believe he got 1 touchdown in the game. And I'm saying to myself, use this brother. Let him set up Kyler Murray as well. You know what I'm saying? Just use him. You got a top 7, top 8 running back in the league.
It's all about the balance, Leel.
Exactly.
If you don't balance it out,
defense honest. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
And I like what the Ravens do with Ingram. Ingram is a great veteran back. That and the fact that Lamar is a dual threat quarterback, that in itself is dangerous because you still have that rushing aspect. And that's definitely what the Cardinals need to work on. Because Murray, he could be a mobile quarterback and scramble, but he's not nearly as likely to do it as Lamar. So yeah, definitely. They got to get Johnson more touches. And if you have the dual threat between pass and rush, that's what throws defenses off. I think the Cardinals need to find that and help heat up faster in the first half.
And the Cardinals, relatively, their schedule going forward is not really that bad. It's winnable. They're at home against the Panthers. We saw how Cam Newton looked on Thursday.
My Lord.
Dude was missing wide open throws. This guy was inaccurate. The guy that normally, a 4th down and 1 when it comes to Cam Newton is normally a given.
Oh,
he couldn't even get
dive.
a yard.
It's a first down.
It was
Leel, that surgery in January really changed that man.
And
I'm telling you, that was big.
Them hits. Yeah. That's why I'm telling people.
His shoulder surgery.
You gotta throw the football.
It's not looking good for Cam.
And
honestly.
so they're home against the Panthers. That's a win. They're home against the Seahawks. That's winnable. Because they're at home. It's winnable.
It's gonna be a tough one though. You know Russ is gonna give you a run for your money.
Exactly. But it's gonna be. I like that game. It might be a shootout.
That'll be good.
The Cardinals. They're going to road against the Bengals after that. That's a win. They're home against the Falcons. Winnable. On the road against the Giants. Mark that in the calendar as a win. On the road against the Saints without Drew Brees. Winnable.
Hey.
At home against the 49ers. Winnable. On the road against the Buccaneers. I'm about to say Buccaneers. The Buccaneers. Winnable.
You could win that.
You could win that. That's very winnable. And then you want to road against the 49ers. You could possibly win that. You know, so, and they got the Rams at home. All these tough teams, they have at home.
They have a good shot.
So their schedule is not that bad.
And hey, 0-1-1, you could be 0-2. I'll take a tie against the Lions over 0-2. Because Because once you're 0-2, you get everybody all up in arms, especially the fans. What's going on? Kingsbury and Murray was supposed to be the answer, this and that.
And there's not a lot of that going on right now, simply because they look good in both of those games. These games was close. They could have easily been 2-0.
Exactly.
So
these were both winnable games.
Exactly.
And I agree, the home field advantage is big because everybody's hyped up on the first overall pick, and then bringing in Kingsbury, I think they got a lot of potential, Leel. And these, like you said, these are all winnable games.
And they gotta win the winnable games now going forward. Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. What's the next thing after that? I just totally
fool me twice, can't put the blame on you.
There we go. Fool me 3 times. Oh, I can't say the rest. I can't say the next line. Get kicked off the FCC. Right. But
for those of you that know the song, you know what's coming.
Y'all know the song, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But we FCC regulated. We know the FCC listening. Shout out to the FCC right there, man.
Big respect to you guys.
Big respect. You feel me? Even though sometimes I get on my nerves because of these daggone restrictions, but at the same time, shout out to y'all. But yeah, you know, we'll see what happens going forward. But I'm looking forward to see what the Birds do, Leel. Both of these Birds, Ravens and the Cardinals. Hello.
A lot of potential, man.
607-753-4819 is the request line. Once again, 607-753-4819 is the request line. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached halftime. And when we come back from halftime, for hour number 2, we got a lot of topics to get into. We got the live look into the Jets game. And
Huddle news.
Huddle news. Ladies and gentlemen, don't refuse to turn off the mic.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is, 9:02 p.m. You're listening to The Huddle, WSCC 90.5 FM, The Dragon, Kenny C, and Leel.
You already know. Yeah.
So, as usual, for those of you that tune into our show weekly, we always start off the second half of our show with In The Huddle news. First thing on the list here is Cowboys wide receiver Michael Gallup is out for 2 to 4 weeks after having knee surgery. This is a huge loss, Leel, honestly, for the Cowboys offense because Gallup has been balling out. You know, first week, he was the number 1 wide receiver over Amari in terms of stats. He was the number 1 guy when Amari's supposed to be the number 1 guy. And he adds versatility to this offense with Dak through the air. It's a big loss for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, man. This is a less weapon for Dak Prescott, who has been playing out of his mind, and I mean it. He probably couldn't even believe he's playing this good.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Dak Prescott has been really, really on a whole other level this season. I think this brother wants to get paid, and I mean,
he's proven it.
There's weapons all around him. So to lose a guy like that, especially a guy that had decent numbers, especially in that game alone. He had He had 68 yards, 6 receptions. That is one of their best wide receivers. To take the load off of Amari Cooper. So obviously you losing that, but I still think that the Cowboys going to be fine.
Oh yeah, you still got Jason Witten.
You still got a Zeke,
reliable
running back. You said, reliable, Witten. I believe it's a good defense, offensive line, which is the main thing of this team.
Top 3 or 5 in the league right now.
Probably top 2, probably the best.
Yeah, might be the best in the league.
So, yeah, man, I think the Cowboys. That's a guy you want to have, but he's only going to be out. He's only going to be out a couple weeks. So I do believe that they're going to be fine. I think the Cowboys are going to be fine.
I think Dallas will still play their best football as they've been.
They won yesterday as well, 31-21 on the road
against the Skins.
And like I said, once again, Dak Prescott showing that he is good.
Yes,
only 4 incompletions throughout the whole game. 26-30, 14 of 14 in the second half.
That one incompletion
in the second half. And 269 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 pick.
Just to compare that quickly to Lamar Jackson, both of these types of quarterbacks, Dak and Lamar, going from last season, going into the offseason, everybody questioned their credibility to throw the football. And Dak and Lamar proved people wrong. They've both been very efficient through the air. Moving on, though, Leel. Next thing in the huddle news, a second woman has accused Antonio Brown of sexual misconduct. Oh, man, Leel. I mean, I have mixed opinions on this whole thing with Brown.
And so
I think me and you are on, similar terms with what we think about it. But what I think about it is, seeing the emails that I saw that, Brown sent to the first woman, the trainer, if those emails are credible, it's pretty messed up, the things he said and stuff, and the accusations against him. And if they are true, because, 3 years it took her to come out with this, so who knows about that. That right there is a little iffy. It took you 3 years to make those, accusations instead of just coming out the first year it happened. But, if they are true, that definitely hurts AB's rep, and it makes him a lot worse person, in the eyes of football fans.
Well,
but then on the other side, just real quick, other side, you got a lot of women out there that are chasing money.
They chasing the bag, brother.
We've seen it. I mean, AB gets paid $15 million, $9 million guaranteed. A woman like that sees that. Maybe it was a little gassed up, Leel, but who really knows?
These girls out here laughing like this when they get paid. And that's what they're going to be laughing like. But all jokes aside.
What's your take on this, Leel?
All jokes aside, to be real here, it's hard to say when you're not there. You're just basically going off an opinion. And based on my opinion, I believe that I'm not going to use what Antonio Brown has done on the football field against him. Yes, we know he's a diva. Yes, we know he's a character. And sometimes stuff like that can form an opinion about you in other aspects of life when they don't need to. So I'm not going to allow what transpired with the Raiders and the Steelers and him being just a hard guy to navigate to shape my thinking on what he did. I'm just going to go with the facts presented to me. And right now, all I have is, the first girl, Brittany Taylor, who offered Brown a $2 million settlement. That tells me right there that she wants money. I don't know if she wants money to be compensated for what Brown did to her, supposedly, or she just wants money because she just wants the bag. And she sees the opportunity to get the bag. But Brown was offered $2 million settlement that Brown kindly declined. Now, Brown could probably just be hard-headed and be like, listen, I'm not giving up no money. Screw you, whatever. Or he could probably be like, I ain't do it. So why am I giving you $2 million for? I'm declining it. So who knows?
Or he could be thinking, if I say I agree, I'll give you $2 million, he just made himself guilty.
But then again, I think it would have been like, I think it would have been, not necessarily because I think it would have been under the rug.
Yeah.
It would have been under the rug. If he
probably would have been
this
swept.
been going on for a couple of weeks. He would have gave her the settlement. It would have been done. It would have been under the rug.
Yeah, the NFL, you know how they do. They don't make a big deal.
And they don't make a big deal about it, especially if you're talented. The NFL do not care, especially if you're talented.
Yeah, it's a whole different corruption story.
But another girl coming out, I don't know. I think it's just people seeing opportunity because I find it hard to believe. And listen, I know sexual allegations and stuff like rape and stuff like that is huge problems in America.
It's no joke, obviously.
You know what I'm saying? It's no joke out here, and I don't respect that from any man, from any woman that do it to a man too, or whatever it is in this generation. You know what I'm saying? People out here raping gorillas. It's just really, it's that generation. But at the same time, to have somebody come out with allegations and somebody else just come out the woodwork at the same time, it's just, I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. I don't know if that's the girl possibly saying, all right, maybe it's my time to come forward too.
I mean, hey, that coincides with the Me Too movement. You know what I mean?
Saying? Yeah. That's a whole other topic that we in the huddle don't cover on the show.
Yeah, because we're in the huddle for sports.
Yeah, exactly.
So
not in the huddle for court.
We're not here to get controversial.
We in the huddle for sports, not in the huddle for court. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But at the same time, man, I just don't know how I feel about it. I think it's more money grabber because at the same time, when you think about it, if it wasn't about the money, then it wouldn't be about the money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm two-sided on it as well, the same regards. But nonetheless, Leel, number 3 in the huddle news, the New York Yankees, number 1 in the power rankings, might I say first, are getting back their former ace, Luis Severino, and Giancarlo Stanton. 2 big pieces for the Yankees offense. Stanton obviously has been out, or offense and defense. Stanton obviously has been out inconsistent most of the year. But with a power hitter like him, they got that guy for the home runs that he puts up and produces. So that's going to be big come postseason, I think. And then getting Severino back into that bullpen and back into that rotation is also huge because he's had plenty of time to recover from his big injury. And obviously they already have James Paxton pitching as swell as ever. Domingo Germán and Tanaka both, doing big things for that bullpen in the Yankees defense, And I'm definitely very eager to see how Sevy does. I think he gets a start tomorrow night, Leel. This is big. What do you think about this, Leel?
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I just feel like it's big for the Yankees to have Stanton come back and all these guys that you want when postseason arrives, which is very soon. It's literally knocking on the door, postseason. So to get these guys back, to get them to form to go into postseason, I think it's big for the Yankees, who are at the top of the power rankings, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Leel, take it away.
Number 4 in the Huddle News, we have the linear champion of the world, Tyson Fury, had over 40 stitches, went to the hospital, and won $5K in a casino right after the fight, right after he left the hospital, against Wallin, should I say. So, to me, Tyson Fury is my opinion, is the best heavyweight in the world, along with Deontay Wilder, 1A, 1B. And, he had a fight in which it didn't look good as far as him getting that big cut that he got in the 3rd round. But he stood in there. Normally, referees will stop the fight. He continued to fight, and he won by unanimous decision. That shows me his heart. And he got stitched up, and he went to gamble right after that. Typical Tyson Fury right there.
Lil, I don't know too much about boxing, but that's a pretty big baller move.
Yeah,
I mean, you get 40 stitches, and then you head to the casino, and you win $5K. I mean, you just got paid for a fight, and you got paid in the casino. So, just looking at that man's pretty big deal in the boxing world.
He's a pretty character. I tell you that. He's a character. He's a character for sure. At number 5, we have LeVar Ball, who called his son Lonzo Ball damaged goods in argument over the future of the Big Baller brand. To be honest with you, I just feel like ESPN over here calling us up.
We got an update.
But I feel like LeVar Ball and this Big Baller band, I mean, who really buys that? I don't buy a Big Baller band. To be honest with you, I just wanted something to play basketball. I don't care about the brands. I don't care about none of that other stuff.
I'm not paying $400 for ZO2s.
Exactly. I'm not paying to see who's in what brand. All right. To be honest with you, that's more on the individual itself. That's more of not my problem. My problem is I'm watching a game. I want to see your son perform. That's basically what it is for me.
Exactly. I agree with that. I mean, the Big Baller brand, you got to give it to LeVar, because when he came out all hot-headed and made big, bold remarks, I could beat Jordan on one-on-one, that was all just great PR and advertising and marketing for his sons. He built up that brand from the ground up, and, you got to commend him for that. But, focus on basketball. Your son's playing in a new city now. You got to focus on that and how he plays with Zion Williamson. I mean, come on now.
Now, our last In The Huddle news for today is actual breaking news at the same time. So it's breaking In The Huddle news. Jalen Ramsey requests a trade after the Jags take their second loss and are now 0-2. The brother is like, get me out of here.
Oh, man, Leel. I saw, the footage of the sideline and how heated he got at the head coach for the Jags. And there it is. It was not pretty.
It's not pretty at all. The brother is like, get me out of here. And I don't blame him. I mean, this guy's a top tier quarterback. His team suck. His defense is undisciplined, as you've seen in the first game when they got into all those stuff. The offense obviously cannot combine. The loss of Nick Foles. It's a waste of this guy's talent. And plus, he wants to get paid too. So I do believe that there are teams that can possibly make moves. The team that comes to my mind first is Kansas City. A team that has a lackluster defense. A team that has a terrible defense. That can get a quality quarterback, especially if you're trying to compete with New England. I believe the Chiefs, to me, that's a good move for Jalen Ramsey. What about you?
I mean, honestly, I agree. I don't doubt the guy. I mean, going 0-2, the Jags, like you said, they're very dysfunctional defense. There's the crying, and that's Jags fans, and that's the franchise. But Ramsey's top 3, if not top 2, cornerback in the league. And I agree, you could definitely add to the Chiefs' defense. That could be big. Or even, like we were talking about before, Baltimore. Put him with Brandon Carr and the Ravens.
Still crying.
The Ravens secondary, add him with Brandon Carr in that secondary. That could be pretty lethal, especially if Baltimore wants to make a push for big playoff moves.
Exactly.
But I think, it's his right. He wants to get out of there. He wants to win games.
Exactly, and I don't blame him, ladies and gentlemen. But that wraps up In The Huddle news for this week's episode.
Yes, sir.
And it's time to get into some more action of football, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back from this commercial break.
And just to say real quick, Leel, update on the game. Nick Chubb, 19-yard rushing touchdown for the Browns, 13-zip. And that was about 7 minutes ago.
This is a cakewalk for the Browns, to be honest with you. It really is. It's a cakewalk for the Browns right now. But we're going to get y'all caught up in that game. I'm live looking in a few minutes after we pretty much wrap up our reactions. Matter of fact, you got the reactions already? Ready to go?
Let's take a quick break and we'll be back.
607-753-4819 is the request line. 607-753-4819. Get in the huddle.
Leel, we are back in the huddle. Kenny C in
Yes,
the real
sir.
Leel.
Yes, sir.
WSUC 90.5 FM, The Dragon. The time is now 9:19 p.m. Thank you to all the Central New Yorkers out there that are tuning in to us. Leel, what do we got going from this past Sunday?
All right, man. We got some more games that we didn't get to cover through the first hour of the show, and we don't want to leave no team behind. You know that saying, no child left behind, when it comes to the education. No child left behind. No game left behind, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to briefly go over these games, some more than others, and, we don't want to leave nobody behind. So starting with Sunday night, we had a very good game yesterday. The Atlanta Falcons defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 24-20.
My close game.
My first instant reaction to this game is, wow, every time these two teams meet, it goes down to the wire. It literally goes down to the wire. We saw it in the playoffs a couple years ago, the year that the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and we saw it in the regular season last year to open up the season last year, and we see it again today. I mean, yesterday.
Another battle of the birds.
The battle of the birds. The battle of the birds. Let's start off with the winning team, Matt Ryan, 320 yards, 3 touchdowns, had 3 interceptions in that game.
Solid.
But he still played, relatively
solid
well.
Through the
Missed
air.
a couple throws that he had wide open in the end zone, but he connected on a few. And Julio Jones, what can I say, man? The guy made the winning touchdown play.
He's
very clutch, and he's showing you why he's the best the best wide receiver in football still. I mean, I don't think there is a debate, but I still think he's number 1.
Yeah, and what I could say about the Eagles, Leel, I mean, going through that game, through the first 3 quarters, I'd say Wentz looked pretty shaky. Those 2 interceptions were pretty blatant.
He did.
He had some shifty moves out of the pocket, which I like. Some little highlight plays, got out of the pocket and made a nice first down throw. But overall, you look at Matt Ryan, what do you have, 3 interceptions, you said?
Yeah, he had 3 interceptions.
3 interceptions, Wentz had 2. They were both a little shaky. The Eagles, per se, did not whatsoever establish the run game, which we just talked about before with the Cardinals. You got to start doing. Miles Sanders, 28 yards, 10 carries. Wentz did have a rushing touchdown, so he used his feet pretty well on that one. But overall, I think that cost the Eagles.
He did have an opportunity to win when Nelson Aguilar dropped that wide open touchdown walk-in. That was very crucial, obviously, because, you win. That's how you win.
And then they made up for it, though. That 4th down play, and he just a bomb prayer as he's getting hit. Aguilar makes a great play, tracks the ball.
He did make up for it.
That was a great play, but they choked.
He still should have catch it the first time because you would have been in the lead, and Atlanta would have had
no doubt about that
and stuff like that. So it would have been totally different. But it don't take away from my predictions. First of all, Nelson Aguilar still had a relatively good game with the drop. 107 yards, 8 receptions, 1 touchdown. Obviously, Deshaun Jackson was limited in the game with injuries or whatever. Yeah. But they didn't have they full weapons at the disposal. It was about 2 guys that was hurt.
Ashton Jeffrey was hurt too, right?
Exactly.
I believe that was big.
The fact of the matter is they almost won this game without them. I picked the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl. That was my NFC pick to play New England. in a rematch in which I believe New England's going to win. And this game didn't take nothing away from that. I believe that they made this game competitive. They lost about 4 points without their 2 best wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, that's right there. That's a big key to the game of why they lost. And then 2, I'd say, like I said just before, the running game, they didn't establish anything in the backfield. I think you got to get that going. I mean, but then you look at...
the only thing I would say real quickly is the point that you brought up. Wentz starting off slow. He started off slow in week 1 too. Before he went on that mirage, dropping those many touchdowns that he threw in week 1. He started off slow again, and he came through again. I just want to see Carson Wentz start off faster. Yeah, just a little bit. That's my only concern.
I'd like to see
faster. That's about it.
And both of these teams had very lackluster rushing. I mean, Devonta Freeman came in second to Ito Smith in rushing, and that's your number 1 running back. So right there, both of these teams, I want to see them in the future run the ball a lot more effectively and incorporate the run into their playbook a lot more. But overall, at the end, the Falcons got the last laugh on defense, and Wentz wasn't able to get it done in the red zone.
Exactly, and the Falcons ended up winning a close game.
What do we got next, Leo?
All right, so up next we have, let's go on to the Bears and the Broncos. This is the first game that came to my mind.
That was
a close game.
That was a solid game at the end.
A solid game. Bad call to me that actually decided the game, just like 2 other calls that weekend that to me decided the game in a way.
It was a bad Sunday for refs, Leo.
It really was. It was terrible. They need to go on vacation or something. Sure, they better off getting daggone Stevie Wonder the ref. But anyway, Mitch Trubisky, 16-27, 120 yards. To me, still nothing staggering.
Lackluster
performance. Made a key throw to get them in field goal range, and
that was a crazy play, Leo.
Very smart of him to call the timeout in order to get the field goal
with a second left.
With a second left, that was smart by him. So he made up for a lot of his, I guess, lackluster performance in the game by making that key play to win the game. And as a Bears fan, you're happy that you finally made a field goal to win a game, and you think you find your guy. And the Denver, this loss hurts. Now you're 0-2, and that's how it is.
And Leo, the biggest guy in this game for the Bears was Eddie Pinheiro, the kicker. He was 3 for 3, and 1 for 1 on extra points, so he did his share. And field goals, obviously 3 field goals out of those 16. That's a big part of the offense. And
this gave me for a minute. I thought you were about to be like, he did his, what? You know what I'm saying? I was like,
I wasn't going there.
We just got complimented by the FCC. I'm like, oh Lord.
But what I will say, Leo, is that was a clutch kick, Leo. 53-yard field goal as time expires. Clutch kick. Real quick though, Leo, breaking news, Jets fans. There is a lot to worry about right now. Trevor Siemian exits the game with an apparent very scary leg injury.
Oh Lord.
As Luke Falk is in at quarterback. Down to one more quarterback. I've never even heard of this guy.
Luke Falk?
Luke Falk.
I thought you were about to say Luke Voigt.
F-A-L-K.
I'm like Luke Voigt from the daggone Yankees. Yeah. Luke.
Nah, it's not looking good for New York right now.
You know how they are right now over there in New York. This
is
how they are right now.
Not looking good. Lil, it is not looking good. The New York Jets are in some trouble.
Yes, they are. They're in very trouble. Trouble.
Actually, they made a field goal.
Trouble.
They're down 13-3,
Since the day I was born.
Not looking good at all.
Worry.
This man's singing to all the hallways over here at Cortland.
Central New York on my phone. 607-753-4819. Like that commercial? There used to be a commercial. 607-393-4. Alright, that's how you gonna call the request line. 607-753-4819. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you a Jets fan out there. Driving the car.
Call in.
Let me know.
There's a lot to worry about.
How you feel? Because right now it's not looking so good in the Meadowlands. And that King of New York, that Josh Allen just labeled himself, is looking better by the day.
Oh, man.
Or should I say by the minute?
Lil, What happened next on Sunday?
Oh man, there's a lot that happened next on Sunday. We about to get right into it. The Chiefs. Before we go to the Chiefs, let's talk about the Patriots and the Dolphins.
Oh man, we ain't even got to talk about that. Forget about it with the Fins, man.
42-0. All right, and another staggering stat is that the Patriots are 76-3. Literally in the first 2 games against their opponents. 76-3. They only give up 3 points. Patriots are a scary looking team. They dropped 43, they dropped 30-something against the Steelers. The Dolphins, once again, continue to look like the daggone clowns. Okay, you know, it just came out. They're looking like clowns right now. I mean, it's terrible.
Players want to leave.
Players want to leave. I mean, listen, man. I don't blame their fans wanting to leave. Their fans were like this. That's Dolphins fans right now.
I mean, none of the players even want to be there, Leel. They all want to get off the team.
Exactly. They're like, get me out of here.
And I mean, we don't even have to talk about that.
I mean, we really don't. The only thing notable about the game is that Antonio Brown, they made it an emphasis to get him the ball early.
The first 3
passes was to Antonio Brown, and which he connected.
So thank you for that fantasy point.
And he scored a touchdown as well. That's basically it about this game. Nothing really to dive into.
And then, oh my Lord, Leel, Patty Mahomes, 30 for 44, 443 yards and 4 touchdowns.
I mean, what can I say?
Come on now.
What a second quarter. like the Patriots. Ain't nothing to talk about in this game. Ain't nothing to talk about because
there really isn't.
It really isn't. I mean, the numbers said it.
MVP numbers already.
The numbers said it. That's it.
Let's move on.
What
do we got here, Leel?
All right, the next game that we got on the agenda is the Vikings and your
Green Bay Packers, baby.
Packers. In which the Green Bay Packers won this game 21-16. To be honest with you, man, this goes back to my point when it comes to this brother named Kirk Cousins. The $84 million guaranteed, man. How many times do I gotta reiterate that this brother is the problem? The Vikings have no issues. The Vikings has as quality of an all-around team as any team in the NFL. Dalvin Cook as a running back, a good offensive line. Stephon Diggs,
like a superstar.
Adam Thielen. I mean,
come on
5 receivers all over the court. A good defense, a solid defense. And you mean to tell me that you can't win with that? And then on top of that, the brother throws a terrible interception in the back of the end zone. All right, what was wrong with this guy? Literally, there was nothing there. And it was 2 defenders, and you just literally I'm looking at it. I'm like, what is this guy doing?
Lil, 14 for 32 on his completion for the day.
And y'all had the nerve to call this brother captain. If y'all was on his ship, y'all would have been drowned by then.
Hey, there wasn't.
Y'all have been drowning.
We weren't even going to look at Captain Kirk. It was more focused on that bad man, Dalvin Cook. He said ACL. What? He's balling out already first 2 weeks. 154 yards on the ground.
154 yards. How you lose
and
this
game? And a 75-yard rushing touchdown to start it off, Leel. I mean, Cook is the backbone of this offense. It's clear.
Exactly.
Kirk's not going to get you the wins.
Kirk is not going to get you nowhere. I mean, come on. Against quality opponents, Kirk Cousins always seemed to fail me. Against quality opponents. He fails the NFL league against quality opponents.
Yeah. I mean, simple. And then Lil, looking on the other side of this game, as Stephen A. Smith likes to say, the bad man himself, Aaron Rodgers, finally put together a decent performance for me because I really wanted to see consistency. He was 22 for 34, not too shabby. 209 yards with 2 touchdowns.
Solid. You know,
this is looking like
not the most glamorous things that pop out like Mary Poppins.
But he got the job done.
Pop, or like popcorn, pop. You know.
But he got the job done.
I'm a big popcorn guy, by the way. Can you see? I'm a huge popcorn guy.
What brand you like?
I like movie theater. I just like the movie theater. Like going to the movie theater popcorn is my favorite popcorn. I cannot go to a movie without eating popcorn. Like
you're talking about popcorn.
I went to see the movie It.
Terrell Owens out here.
I went to see the movie It. Exactly. T.O.
I
went to see the movie It. And I tell you, the only good thing that I said about Friday night was the daggone popcorn. It wasn't a daggone movie. And Central New Yorkers, I know it's a football show, but I'm telling you right now, save your money. Do not go see that bum clown movie. All right, it's a waste of your time. See, we here to
you might as well pay to listen to this show.
Exactly. You was better off listening to us for 2 hours. And that movie was 3 hours. We should go to another hour. That movie was trash. Like I said, popcorn was the only good thing. All right? But anyway.
Back to football,
ladies and gentlemen.
Leel, another big thing for me in this game was the big man, number 33, Aaron Jones' ability to run that rock.
The big fella.
116 yards, 23 carries with a touchdown.
The big fella.
Average 5 yards a carry. I mean,
the big fella.
Big man, Aaron Jones. What I say before, Leel, the ability to do both on offense, rush and pass the football.
Exactly.
Green Bay was able to get it done.
Exactly.
21 points at the halftime. They were able to get it done early.
Right.
I love what I saw against another division rival game for my boys.
The Green Bay Packers, yes, is not cute, but they over in games. And
They're
sometimes,
games,
man,
baby.
what's cute is not good for you. And one more thing to say about Kirk Cousins, right? That I want to
ragging on the man.
I have to. He $84 million guaranteed, man. I have to come at this brother. All right. The one thing I would say is that this shows the Vikings, right? And this shows a lot of people that guess what? The most, not the most flashiest girl, right? She may not be the most flashiest girl, right? But she's there for you. She's reliable. That may be your best bet than the most flashiest girl, the pretty girl that everybody wants. And that's what I say about the
Captain
Vikings.
Kirk.
You know, when Case Keenum was there, yes, he wasn't the most staggering guy. He worked with what he had.
But he got the job done.
To the NFC Championship.
NFC chip.
And Kirk Cousins, the most notable name at the time when he was a free agent, the most beautiful, luxurious thing.
Oh, I'm not signing with the Skins because I want more money.
Exactly. That's not the way to go sometimes. Sometimes ugly and just available is the way to go, other than, oh, you're cute, let's go, let's rock with you. It's not always the case. In this case, that's the perfect story because Kirk Cousins don't know what the hell to do with a team loaded like loaded fries. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell no lies.
I don't think there's any much more to say about the Vikings. They got to get it together, man. 1-1, not too shabby, but Kirk, you got to do better.
Exactly. You also had the Texans defeated the Jaguars 13-12 in a relatively close game. They try to get gutsy. They try to go for 2. And guess what? No. Not in my house. It backfired. That's pretty much what I got to say about that game. The 49ers versus, I felt like somebody was breaking in the WSUCFM radio booth.
Yeah, what was that?
I'm like, somebody trying to get in the huddle? What
somebody trying to get in the huddle? Come to this window over here.
Exactly. But
anyway, trying to get in this huddle right now.
People, they don't like how we talking about Kirk Cousins or something.
I don't
know if it's Kirk Cousins. Listen, I'm telling you the truth, okay? The truth shall set you free, ladies and gentlemen. The truth shall set you free, all right? But anyway, the 49ers also defeated the Bengals in a whooping, okay? 41-17. And real quickly, it's just the same Bengals team. A team that will be like, oh, wow, they go up to Seattle. Almost win that game. Looks so good. And they come back and win a game that they're supposed to win. And they lose.
I mean, there's no other name in this game other than what I'm about to say. And he goes by Jimmy G. Jimmy Garoppolo balled out in this game, Leel. I mean, 300-plus yards. What do you have? 3 touchdowns?
Well, 297 yards.
297, close to 300.
They get an interception, but 17-25.
Pretty solid numbers by him.
Especially for guys that were worried about this brother.
Yeah.
When the preseason started.
Oh, yeah.
They're 2-0, and guess what? A win is a win.
Solid job by San Fran.
You also had the Colts that defeated the Titans 19-17 in a relatively close game. Jacoby Brissett making plays.
That to me was surprising.
Making plays. 146 yards. Not the most flashiest numbers, but he still made the necessary plays to win that game on the road against a good Titans team. You also had the Lions defeating the Chargers 13-10.
That was a close one.
Controversial ending to that game. As you know, the Chargers, this is a game that you want to win, but Detroit is not relatively a bad team as well.
Yeah, they've been pretty solid. Steelers, Leel. Seahawks.
The Steelers, Seahawks, we briefly got to touch on it a little bit, but not on the exact game. The Seahawks won that game 28-26. A relatively close game again. But you know, Seattle's 2-0, the first time since the year they went to the Super Bowl.
2013,
I believe.
man.
Well, not the year they went to the Super Bowl, since 2013, rather.
That was the year they won, I believe.
Oh, time was flying.
I believe, bro. It's
No. I think you jumping ahead, Kenny C. You dropping.
Let's fact check. Let's fact check.
Nah, it was like 2016, like around that time.
Here it is.
We got the stat man up in here. We got the stat man. Stat man. Yep.
Oh, Leel, you all right? Excuse me.
I know it was.
I read it wrong.
I know it was.
Excuse me, Central New York. It was the Baltimore Ravens that year.
But yeah, so.
But I
mean, I like the Seattle team.
Solid start for them.
I like the Seattle team. They're a dark horse. Moncrief is another. He's proven to be another weapon for Russell Wilson.
I mean,
who threw for 300 yards.
Russell Wilson. He holds true to his Instagram name, Leel, which is Dangerous Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bad man in this league right now, and I think he's slept on by a lot of people. I like Russell Wilson.
No doubt about it, bro.
I like Russell Wilson.
No doubt about it. This brother is the most underrated quarterback.
Short, shifty, makes plays through the air with his arm.
He's been winning ever since he's been in the league. He's been winning.
He has. I mean, 29 for 35. You could get a little more accurate than that, but that's a solid performance through the air, Leo.
And Chris Carson, the running back, he's a man. He's a man. The brother is a man. The brother don't play no games. I mean, the brother's a big boy. You know what I'm saying? 15 carries, 60 yards. Yeah, you see the studio is on fire. But he's a man, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
He's a man. And,
he's solid.
You know, like we said early in the show, Mason Rudolph had a relatively decent game. 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. They had a pick. But, you know, we'll see what happens with him going forward. And we'll see what happens with the Steelers going forward.
And we already pretty much touched on
we touched on everything.
On the Saints game and Dallas. We talked about Dak and that offense.
Yes, we did.
I mean, Leel, I think it's think that's about all the games.
About the reactions, and as we turn our attention to the Browns and the Jets as the game is going on. Now we got to touch on this. You briefly brought it up, the update. Trevor Siemian. Do you got any more word on Trevor Siemian? He's out.
So let's see real quick here. The news. I am going to check on if Siemian.
Because if that's the case, then oh my gosh, I mean,
man,
it can't get any worse for the Jets.
Somebody trying to open the studio?
No, the studio's already open.
I keep hearing that door over there. I don't know what's going on.
Mom playing tricks on me.
But I mean, if there's a ghost of Van Heusen,
Mom playing tricks on me. That's my song right here. Matter of fact, with all these stuff going on in the Cortland community, that's the right song. All right, my mind is playing tricks on me because there's a lot of break-ins and stuff like that going around the Cortland community. I mean, we on alert. We on alert.
Yeah.
Look at Kenny C, ready.
I mean, Leel, I don't know what keeps jamming on the door, but nonetheless, let's stay in this football topic.
Exactly.
First time since 1970 that the Browns and Jets have met on Monday Night Football. I just thought I'd throw that stat out there. A little crazy, but update on Siemian, I'm not seeing anything right there.
But he's been out. And
yeah, he's been out.
It's a scary injury.
I am trying to check up right now. Exits with a possible leg injury. That was 18 minutes ago. And then 13 minutes ago, New York Post said Trevor Siemian suffers a gruesome leg injury in the Jets' nightmares. So I'm going to see if I can pull up a little video of this.
Right now, as you pull that up, it is 40 seconds left to go, 45 seconds left to go in the first half. He just handed the ball off to Le'Veon Bell. It's 4th down. Didn't get nothing. And right now it's looking like,
it's
the
a slow game.
The Browns are going to go in the halftime with a 10-point lead, it looks like, unless they try to score before the ending of the half.
Yeah.
But yes, ankle is an ankle injury by Trevor Siemian right now.
Bad news for Jets fans.
Bad news, man. Your number 1 quarterback go down, and your number 2 quarterback go down. I mean, oh my gosh, what is going on in New York, ladies and gentlemen?
Leel, I don't know what they're gonna do, but depending on the severity of Siemian's injury, I mean, you still got a couple weeks till Darnold comes back. They got to get Luke get some reps in that offense, get him into practice this entire week, because who knows, he could be suiting up 3rd string, getting his time to shine, Leel. But I mean, going into halftime, it's going to be a while till the Jets and Browns come back.
And the Browns have an opportunity with a terrible kick a terrible kickoff. They have an opportunity to put some more points on the board. So
Wow.
I will rule it past that. I think that the Browns may have an opportunity with 35 seconds, no timeouts.
First and 10 at the Jets 41.
Yep.
They could tack on another field goal.
They can tack on another field goal, ladies and gentlemen. But so far, Baker Mayfield is 10 for 19, 137 yards, and threw to 6 different receivers.
Wow.
And that's what I expect from Baker Mayfield. Just the receivers getting involved. Last year I felt like he did a good job of utilizing all his receivers and tight ends.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
spreading the ball is what you need to do.
Exactly. And that's what Baker Mayfield pretty much does right.
Mm-hmm.
He spreads the ball. You know what I'm saying? So,
And Leel, this is kind of scary to look at. Through, roughly 30 minutes of play, first 2 quarters, we're heading towards the end of the first half. Even before Trevor Siemian got injured, it doesn't look like the Jets offense had a lot of time on the field. He's 3 for 6 with only 3 yards, and then Falk comes in 1 for 2, 1 yard. I don't know what's going on with the Jets offense, Leel, but to have stats like that between 2 quarterbacks in the first half,
it's not good.
you got something to worry about.
Well, the Browns, Baker Mayfield just threw a deep ball to Beckham, but it got batted down. I can see him trying to go to Beckham, try to use Beckham.
Or Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
One of the 2 weapons. But, hey, Leo, I mean, after this half wraps up, I think we got everything in the huddle today.
Yeah, basically, once this game go to halftime, we're going to sign out, and we're going to let y'all enjoy the second half, as we are going to try to enjoy with the deficiencies with the Jets at quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Baker Mayfield just missed a throw, a wide open flat throw, but there's a flag on the football field as well. We'll see. And Beckham looked like he kind of hurt himself. I don't know if he's just taking a rest or what's going on, but I'm looking to see if he's wearing that watch. That's what I'm looking for right now as we speak. Because everybody's making a big deal about the watch, but so far I don't see no watch on his hand. So maybe he finally put that to the side.
Yeah, I mean, I got an alert before, way early when we were talking. The captain said something like a little flashback to what he did with the Giants against the Cowboys with the one-handed grab. Apparently he made another huge grab like that in this one. I'll have to look at that later, but Odell, you got to start putting up stats, my man.
Well, it's going to take time. Oh, Lord, Joe's Landry just dropped the ball.
3rd and 20.
3rd and 20. 3rd and 20.
At the 50, 20 seconds left. I don't know. Maybe they'll take one more shot, or maybe they'll just run it out right now.
I mean, they could get about like 10 yards and try to get a field goal.
True, they are at the 50.
They are at the 50. Get about, probably need more than 10 yards. Right?
And do they have any timeouts right now?
No timeouts.
So they got to get a little corner strike going. Get the guy out of bounds if they want a field goal.
Yeah. They're going to have to hurry up or have the field goal unit out, or they're going to have to try to get something close to the out of bounds so they can run out the clock. I mean, so they can not run out the clock. Oh,
Leel, big play.
Big play. They're going to try to clock the ball.
1st and
Baker
10.
Mayfield,
The
1st
Jets
and 10.
20.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have time to clock it. Yes, they
5
did.
seconds.
Good pass by Baker Mayfield.
Did they spike it down or did he throw it?
Nah, he spiked it down. He spiked it.
And it looks like
they're going to add to the
stellar performance by the field goal kicker for the Browns thus far. If he sinks this one, he will be, let's see, he'll be 3 for 3 if he can get this one good.
Yep. Baker Mayfield. Nice throw. That was a nice throw. Right on the button to Jarvis Landry. And they lining up to kick the field goal to make it 16-3, ladies and gentlemen, going into the half. We're gonna see. I'm gonna tell you right now if he makes it. Yup.
He jacks it up.
16-3, ladies and gentlemen, and the half is over. And you know what, Kenny C? That pretty much wraps up.
I think our huddle is over.
Another successful episode of In The Huddle Sports Radio.
I agree, Leel.
And next week we're gonna be back with Week 3 reactions and so much more, ladies and gentlemen. So much more in the world of sports.
Stay
but it's
tuned.
time that we signed out. And guess what? I'm just ready to go.
Great show, Leel. Thank you, Central New York.
We out.
Red Beats.